Well, good morning. This is Wander, and today I want to show you part one of my sleep system. I think it's my sleep system. So today is the hammock setup, and so come along with me and I'll show you this. I'll fast forward through a lot of the slow parts, so try not to make this video too long. All right, here we go. And I will try to demonstrate this in the way that I would do this if I was on the trail. So the first thing that goes up is my tarp, just in case bad weather. Now, if it was raining out when I set this up, then I would deploy that. But since it's not, then I'll continue on with my hammock setup. Okay, that's just about right. My feet are flat. I'm comfortable here. Everything's tied up good. Yeah, that went pretty good. So let me tell you what I got here. I've got a hammock gear Winter Palace tarp that I will deploy here in a second. I've got a Darien hammock by Dream Hammock, and I think it's Dream. I'll put it down below if it's different. Underneath, I've got a 20-degree bottom quilt, under quilt by Enlightened Equipment. In here, I've got a 30-degree top quilt, again by Enlightened Equipment. And and then I've got you've seen the Anaconda by Dutchware Gear. I think that's who I got that from. And I modified it somewhat so it'll hold this stuff better. But you've seen how compact it was at the beginning. Anyhow, this is my setup. So let me go ahead and deploy the Winter Palace tarp and let you see how that works. So I will take 6 stakes with me for my hammock setup. Typically I'll use just 4 with 2 spares, or if I want to put my one side of the tarp up as a porch, I'll have 2 more available for that. Or if it's real windy, I can tie the center down, which I don't typically do unless it's real windy. But let me go ahead and continue doing this. And this is my setup. So this will be part 2 of my big 3 setup. So some nights I will be in the hammock that I showed you earlier here, and other nights I'll be in the tent. So let me show you my tent setup. I have 4 shepherd hooks for tying my ground fly down. Now these are my Black Diamond Distance Z poles. They're 110 centimeters, 120, excuse me, 120, which is slightly smaller than the 48 or 49 inches they recommend for this. So today's test will also, or setup will also be a test to see how this looks like when I put these, use these ones instead. Okay, that's the main bulk of it set up. Now I've got additional stakes that I can tie this out to pull that out a little bit. Another one down here at the bottom, and same on the other side. But for demonstration purposes for today, I'll not do that. All right, let me get this open. That's my setup. This is the, well, this is for the tent. This is the Z-Packs triplex. Now you may think it's kind of big for the trail for one person, since it's been meaning 3 person. Well, it fits 2 people comfortably, and that's why I bought it, because when me and my son would go backpacking, we'd share the tent. And but it's the tent I have. So I'm not gonna spend several $100s on a new tent when this one here will work just fine for the few days that I'll be using it on trail. All right, let me get my sleeping gear. So to start off with, this is my 40-degree quilt, my Enlightened Equipment 40-degree quilt, same one that I used in the hammock over there. And so it'll do for summertime. If it's too cold out, I do have a 0-degree that I'll have in the RV, but I'm not sure that it'll get that cold. So let me just toss that in there. So first item is a 1/8 inch Gossamer Gear foam pad. You can see the dimensions of that. I always put that down first because when I'm sleeping in, I'm not gonna put it down right now. There's no need, but it keeps you from really cuts down on the tent surfing during the night. It's grippy, and so it'll grip the tent floor and your sleeping bag, or your air mattress, excuse me, and so it'll keep you from sliding all around. All right, this is my Nemo Tensor air mattress, and so let me get that put in there. Okay, there's my foxtail inflator. Okay, so there's that, combined with my quilt. This is my sleep systems and my sleeping arrangements. So you seen the hammock earlier, and I actually spent the night in that last night, and it did okay. Still getting used to it, and then my tent arrangement. So that is all I have for this episode. So if you got any comments or questions, please write them down below. And thanks for coming along, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.